Well, the sun has just come out where I am. I'll actually show you because the sun's out, but we've still got black clouds in the sky. Can you see? Black clouds over there. The reason for this video is because I was prompted to dig out my Lionel Hogwarts Express, and I'll show you some other pictures of it in a moment, because there's been a little bit in the press about the Hornby Hogwarts Express. Now, while the sun is out, obviously I can go outside and put it onto my garden railway. There is, from a year or so ago, a video I did when I bought this, and I bought it from America and played the shipping from America. So what you can do is you can browse back. I might be able to put a link to that video so that you can actually see the unboxing, because I found it in my storage box, which is not the box that it came in, so I may very well have disposed. I want to dispose of it, but it's not in its original packing. So let's just have a look at it on the table first, then I'm going to look at a couple of other things and hopefully help one or two people who are thinking of buying the Hornby one, on the assumption that all Hornby have done is take the Lionel and put their badge on it. Well, here we are amongst the clutter. You've got the loco, the tender, and I think, if I'm right, that's where we've got the C-cell batteries. I'll put some new batteries in that. A couple of coaches, a manual, yeah, G-gauge owner's manual. So it calls itself Hogwarts Express G-gauge. That's what it says on the Lionel manual, because somebody questioned this because they got some track. I can't remember if I got any track with mine. And the remote controller. Here we are, the remote controller. I may need to put batteries in both the remote controller and the loco, because it's a while since I've used this, because it says G-gauge. Others have suggested that it's what's that, gauge 1 scale. It's certainly not 22, 1 to 22. Anyway, it's a mixture of scales, I think, and so we'll have to see what actual scale it is. Oh look, the lights come on the controller. Let's have a look. Right, first of all, there was a comment in one of the magazines where somebody had taken a piece of the track sold by Hornby as part of the Hogwarts Express and a piece of standard LGB track, and it looked like the Hornby track was not 45mm but 50mm. Now I've just checked the back-to-backs on these very crudely. Hold on, a little less crudely now. The back-to-backs on the LGB loco are a little under 41mm to run on 45 track. The back-to-backs on this loco, 39mm. But in comparison by eye, they're approximately the same. So these, if anything, are a little closer together, the wheels on here, i.e. the back-to-back is a little bit closer. I'm sure if I check the back-to-backs on all the items of stock, it will vary, but it's not far off being a suitable gauge to run on G-gauge track. So to call it G-gauge is not wrong, in that I'm sure, well, I've already run it on my track around the garden. It runs on 45mm track. Why on earth there was some track supplied with it, that presumably was Lionel track that was 50mm or more, or so the article in that model railway thing, and it suggested they were persuading Hornby to change the advertising. So maybe there's a change between the Lionel version of this and the Hornby version. So if you really want to see it running, then that's what I plan on doing. Let's put the batteries into the tender and see it running. Well, there's the first thing. I'd forgotten that I had actually ordered a rechargeable cell pack to put into the tender because I didn't want to keep buying C-size cells. This is available in the UK from a well-known cell supplier. I think it's 6 or 8. 8 might be an 8-cell pack. Comes with the right size plug to plug in here. Oh, let's just turn it off. Anyway, let's see. Right, so that's the loco one. It turns off after no activation. That's some of the sounds. Might be easier to hear in here rather than outside. What you don't get from the remote control supplied with a Lionel outfit is the full range of sounds on the sound chip built into the loco. Because there are other sounds on it, you're only activating the bell and the whistle on this. And I believe the Hornby one gives you access to some other sounds. Okay, the rechargeable battery pack seems to have some power in it. Let's take it outside and give it a go. There's no off switch, but if you disconnect the battery momentarily, the whole thing powers off. Right. I hope purchasers realise, unless there's a dramatic change between the Lionel original and the Hornby new production, that it is a cheap plastic toy. As you'll see, there's very little back head detail, just some holes for the sound to come out of the speaker. Very crude representation of the handles here. The knuckle couplers are non-functioning. Non-functioning in the sense that you can't couple up. What you have to do is lift and just drop it down. So it's a sort of representation of a knuckle coupling. Very crude and coarse modelling, but great if you are thinking this is a toy for children, because being made of thick plastic with very little fine detail, it should be robust. Let's have a look. So, a couple of stills there. What else can I say about it? A very shiny plasticky finish, non-operating buffers. They're not brackets, are they? They're meant to be a representation of the lamps, I think, on the front there. Was there meant to be a light on the front? I think there's an LED at the bottom down there, which comes on. What else? That's the on-off button to start it. I think to save the sensibilities of some people, I've got the guards compartment at the back, which I think is the right position for the guards compartment. So there we go. Right, so turn that on, turn this on. So in terms of control, I think you've got something like a 3-position control. 1, 2. So it has some sound there. Oops, the front bogey's off. Let me put that on before. Okay, back on the track. I don't know what other obstructions there will be. But as you can see, The front little LED is on. It's now raining. You can see some rain spatter on top of it, but you know that's that. And I can't remember where I got to. Okay, so you have the controller, set it off forward. There's a chuff sound there. There's a bell sound there. A whistle sound there. And that's not bad for slow running, is it? Something's held it up there, don't know what. It sounds like something's off. Don't know what might be off. But it's running just fine. Oops, with that. Whoa! It was running just fine. I thought I'd leave the camera on. And I wasn't fast enough to catch it, but fortunately it's a robust train, and I think we can see what the problem was. I didn't do my track inspection in my rush to get this video to you, and it would have been a miracle if it had made it over that connection on my lift out bridge, which is not complete. So now what we need, what we're all hoping and praying for, is that when I put it back on the track, everything works. Let's just show you how far that fell. Yep. There you go, guys. That's how far it fell. I'm glad that wasn't one of my expensive steam or other locos. So there we go. Back on the track. The fiddliest bit about all of it is the coupling. Because they're non-working couplings, you can't push it together to couple up. You've got to lift one item of rolling stock over and drop it into the two hooks attach. And that means you've got to reposition the wheels onto the track. So no physical damage that I can see to the loco. Those robust parts have survived. So how is that for a live test of this this train set? It's hopefully tough enough to withstand an accident like that, which is more than can be said for others. And I hear a bit of sound. Reverse first. Yep, let's just check reverse works. Now over that junction again. Oh, let's give it a toot. I'm stopping because it's picked up some wire there. When we get right round, we'll really know if there's anything in the way. Maybe this has a new role in life as a track testing train. Now, an interesting feature of this remote control, I'm going to put it in reverse for a short while, is that it has turned it off, and it didn't stop straight away. Watch, it's going. Turn it off, and it slows down steadily, and then it's gone into reverse. So you've got some sort of braking function built in, which is really quite nice. Here we come up to the point at which it derailed last time. back inside again, still continuing the saga of the Harry Potter Experience Hornby G-Scale Hogwarts Express. And the sun came out. So there we go. Bit sunny out there. So it rains, it sunshines. So what you get, if I... this article suggesting that the track gauge is 55mm. It's talking about the large-scale Harry Potter train set, advertised as gauge 1, 45mm track. Some people saying it doesn't fit, so somebody's looked at the track, they've taken it out of the set, they've put it up against some LGB track, and it looks to be way out there. The advert in the Model Railway Press, all this month's press, talks about Harry Potter, experience the magic of Harry Potter. To look at it, you'll have to compare this with my photographs. It just looks like the Lionel one. Very, very similar, but it does claim that it is gauge 1 Harry Potter Hogwarts Express. Okay, so there we go, and it requires the 6 C-cell batteries. So, and the remote controller looks remarkably similar to the one that I've got with my Lionel train set. So there we go. Let's return. Don't know where this bit will appear in the videos, but that's just me coming inside again and looking at the adverts for it. And I've got, if you type in Hornby G-Scale Hogwarts, you'll see one of my earlier videos up there, another one of them, and then some on the HO scale one, and there's another one there of the gauge 1 running on a layout. So it will run on G-Scale, even not just mine, that's running on somebody else's large scale layout.